Good morning, fifth grade. Today we are in Chapter 1, Lesson 2, and we are comparing and ordering whole numbers through the millions. Please turn to page 17. Let's turn to Math in My World. To compare numbers, you can use place value and the symbols less than, greater than, and equal to. You can see over here that they are showing you the words that correspond to those symbols, and you know those words and those symbols very well by now. Example 1. The table shows the two largest oceans in the world. Which ocean has a greater area? Well, the Atlantic Ocean has 33,420,160 square miles. The Pacific Ocean has 64,186,600 square miles. Number 1, write the numbers in the place value chart. If we were to write these in the place value chart, it would show like this. 33,420,160, and then for the Pacific Ocean, 64,186,600. Just as we spoke about in the previous lesson, each time you approach a comma, that indicates the end of a particular period, the millions period or the thousands period. When you're finished with the ones period, what follows is not a comma, but a decimal point, and we can talk about that another time. Number 2, begin at the greatest place. Compare the digits. 6 versus 3. Well, 6 is clearly greater than 3. Since 6 is greater than 3, then 64,186,600 is greater than 33,420,160. So the Pacific Ocean has a greater area. Example 2. The table shows the area in square miles in different countries: Argentina, Australia, India, Norway. Use place value to order the countries from greatest to least area. Number 1, line up the ones place. Compare the digits in the greatest place. So we line up the ones place so that everything is lined up according to its place value. Okay? All the commas in the correct place, all the ones, tens, hundreds are all lined up correctly. Once we do that, we can compare these numbers and see in the greatest place value, is there a difference? In this case, yes, there is. 2 is greater than 1. Both of these have 1 million. This has 2 million. 2 million is clearly more. So if we look at the country represented by something over 2 million in square miles, we see that it is Australia that has that many square miles. So Australia has the greatest area. Number 2, compare the digits in the next place. We know that 2 is greater than 0. We are comparing now this 0 and this 2, right? They were the next up. The two numbers that start with 1 million are the two that we are comparing next. That one, Argentina, has 1 million and then 0 in the hundred thousands place. India has 1 million and then 2 in the hundred thousands place. Since 2 is greater than 0, India has the next greatest area. Since 1,068,296 is greater than 125,181, the area of Argentina is greater than the area of Norway. The order from greatest area to least area is Australia, followed by India, followed by Argentina, and lastly, Norway. Guided practice. Write less than, greater than, or equal to in each circle to make a true sentence. Number 1, 655,543. And the second number is 556,543. I'm looking at the greatest place value since they both have the same number of digits. And I'm seeing that 6 is greater than 5. Therefore, 655,543 is greater than 556,543. Number 2, 10,027,301 versus 10,207,301. Well, the millions is the same, 10 and 10, so that can't help us. I need to look at the next digit. In the hundred thousands place, we have two different digits. 0 is clearly less than 2. So of those two numbers, the second is greater. Number 3, order the numbers 145,099, 154,032, 145,004, 159,023. We are ordering them from greatest to least. Well, the first thing I'm going to notice is looking at the greatest place value, all of them are in the 100,000s. So I need to go to the next digit over. I have a 4, a 5, a 4, a 5. So let's take these two numbers first, as they have the largest numbers. Since they both start with 1 and 5, I'm going to ignore the first two digits now and focus on the next one, the one that makes them different. This one starts with a 4 in the thousands place. This one has a 9 in the thousands place. So this one is clearly bigger. The number then that is greatest is 159,023. The next biggest number is 154,032. Now I can take a look at the last two remaining numbers. Both of them begin with 145,000. But when I look beyond that, I see that 99 is larger than 4. So the next biggest number is going to be 145,099, and the least number is going to be 145,004. And you can see that the book agrees with our assessment. That concludes your direct instruction for today. Go ahead and turn to page 19 and begin working on your independent practice. We will review your work shortly. Have a good day.